Well, I appreciate that, brother man. Spread the word and hopefully we will blow this thing up. Last night, guys, I talk a lot about this, and one of my friends, David Kitten, said something to me recently. He's the double champ in fierce fighting. He said, the only blue ocean in MMA now is wall fighting. And, he's absolutely correct. Why? And David said this. He said, because I can beat a D1 wrestler on wall fighting. The wall is an aberration in MMA, if you will. It's another martial art, and I learned that in a variety of ways. Number one, when I went down to Alliance and I trained with Jason Lambert. Jason Lambert was a really, really short light heavyweight, shorter than me even. And so what he had to do was always close the distance. He was a lousy kickboxer too, but great at MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, great at that wall fighting. And he had a training partner named Manny Rodriguez who would train against the wall, and Jason would push him to the wall. Now, holding someone against the wall is no easy task. That's an isometric hold, and it takes a lot. I remember watching Matt Serra versus Chris Lytle on the Contender Series for the title shot that won Matt Serra the title, and Matt held Lytle against the cage for 3 rounds and then got the decision. I said, well, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Why did I say that? Because I hadn't done jiu-jitsu yet. I was used to boxing, and it looked like holding to me, and holding is not scoring. But the reality is in MMA, that's like the mat. And if you're able to keep someone on the mat, it's like you're mounted on them in jiu-jitsu. So Ankalaev didn't take Pereira down, which says a lot about Pereira's takedown defense now, but it also says a lot about Pereira's lack of wall fighting. Now, I've got a confession to make. I've never been good at wall fighting. Even when Jason Lambert and I were doing privates on it, I never got good at it. And today, when I spar with the guys, with Taki and all the guys at my jiu-jitsu school, like I quit when wall fighting comes because I'm already tired. But I'll say something about this. We do wall fighting after stand-up sparring. Same thing the Scrap Pack used to do. And if you look at the Scrap Pack, they lost a lot of fights because of wall fighting. Gilbert Melendez versus Eddie Alvarez chopped him up the first round boxing, and then Alvarez pushed him against the fence. My friend Carl Sumanatafa, I think he lost to Linderman that way. Would have killed the guy, but never gave him space. Nate Diaz versus Joe Stevenson. And Pereira, though he was able to maintain his feet, wasn't able to maintain effective wall fighting. And it's one of the reasons Nick Diaz likes to say MMA should be in a ring, all fighting sports in the ring. No, the Diaz brothers treat MMA like it's boxing and jiu-jitsu only, like wrestling doesn't exist, and wall fighting's not even a thought in their mind. So yeah, man, Pereira has that deficit still. It's another gap to close because it's another martial art, and that's why we love mixed martial arts. And let me say something about the fight. Yeah, okay, I get it. It's boring. Yeah, but people find boring ways to win within rules, right? And if they find those ways to win, that's it. And sorry, Charlie. And yeah, so Ankalaev's the new champ. It does not surprise me. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light.